Well, welcome, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Mrs. Sly in here, aka Sly Pro Max, and welcome back to the channel, guys. Thank you, guys, for subscribing and keep subscribing, guys. But with that being said, today I've got an interesting one for you. Very interesting one. You know, I would love to do it here, and we are going to the Justice Court. This whole issue of DNA paternity is going to come up again, but this time it's going to take a very funny turn. How do you imagine a 31-year-old man coming out to say, "I am looking for my father"? Now, it's not a bad thing to look for your dad. It's not a bad thing to look for your dad. But then again, let's see how funny and crazy this turns out. DNA is important. Let's see, guys. So we are going to go into there right now. And it says, DNA mystery. I have never slept with this woman. Let's see.
On the Justice Court, the plaintiff, Christopher Daniel, is in court to dispute the paternity of his alleged 31-year-old son.
Christopher Daniel,
Thank
you
you, ma'am.
brought
Yes.
Precious Daniel, but your son, right? What's your name?
Precious Daniel.
Yeah, Precious Daniel. Precious Daniel is here. Can you narrate to me what's going on?
I think it's 3 decades now. 1990 or 1989. I went from Lagos to Edo State, my village. I met Mabel. That's her mom, and I was because our house is just along the road, and I was like standing on the road, and she was walking past me, and I spoke to her. We started talking. Then from there, we went to my place, my father's house. We are sitting on our sitting room, and my dad was there. And after a while, like 30 to 1 hour, she left, and I never see her. You know, that night she left, I never see her. The next morning, I went to see my sick mother in the hospital because that was the reason I actually traveled to my village. After seeing my mother in the hospital that morning, I left. I went back to Lagos until after like 8 months. My dad wrote me a letter that there is one Miss Mabel. She said I got her pregnant. When I saw the letter, I received the letter, I did not, I was like shocked because I didn't know what's going on. I wrote my dad back. I said, I did not sleep with that girl, because my father said he remember when the girl came, and he knew when the girl left. My father was there.
Now, we don't know yet whether he's the true father of this boy. But I'm just going to take this medium, this time, to tell you guys, be careful about your interaction with women. Let me tell you, when you become a man who may be living, because from what I can see, he said 1980 something to 90 something. So he was living in Lagos, then he traveled down to Benin City. In fact, our Benin people again. So he traveled to Benin City, okay? Now after traveling to Benin or Edo State or whatever, he now saw this lady and then he left. Let me tell you, a lady now, the thing is, what you and the woman have done in private is not what the public has an idea about. When the woman comes and says, this is what we did in private, the matter of the fact that you had a connection with her, being with her, being seen with her, is most times enough ground for people to conclude that yes, you are the father. Yes, you are behind the assault. Yes, you are the one. So if you don't have a business to lead, most times, guys, it's best to cut it up and just keep it straight. Now your babe, not your babe, not your babe. I always say this. Well, let's see what happens to him, because now she's alleging that he's the father of this boy.
50-50 is maybe me or not, But in this case, I didn't even sleep with her. To be honest with you, I can never deny a child that is mine. Even though I'm not fit enough to take care of that child, but I will never deny the child. So, and
This is the reason why DNA is important. Most people don't understand that men do not mind when the woman says she's pregnant. They understand the responsibility that they have to having a child. But what they want to know is that child really my own? Why not we do a DNA test to confirm? But most ladies kick against it. Guys insist on DNA tests.
It stopped there. I didn't hear from anybody, nothing. Then I think last 2 years, 2020, this same young man contacted me on Facebook. At first, he wrote me he was very rude in the message. He wrote me the message, I said, who is this? He said, you're gonna know, something like that. I can't remember what he said, but I called him. I said, give me your phone number. I called him. I said to him, listen, I am not your father. I didn't even sleep with your mom. You understand? I said, go to your mom, talk to her, beg her, let her tell you the truth. Maybe at that time, because we are young, maybe she was maybe she's scared to say the truth. Let her tell you the truth, what happened.
Now, guys, that's one thing. Most of you mess around with ladies within a certain vicinity, like your own office, within your own school, within your own house area or something. But what you don't understand is that lady doing that with you there is probably doing it with a lot of other men there in that area. Now, what happens is when it bursts, when she gets pregnant, most of those men might be irresponsible. But the fact, or basically because she knows you are a responsible guy, she knows you're a man who wants to become great again, aka MNMGA. Because she knows that fact, she's going to pin the baby on you.
Beg her, just talk to her. So I think after 1 week again, we spoke. And he told me that he spoke to the mother. But at this time, he has calmed down. I discovered that he has a kind of sense, he talked to me calmly with respect. He respect me, talk to me calmly, So he said he spoke to the mom, and the mom said that I am the one, I said, well, I am telling you, I did not sleep with your mom because the threat from his uncle is getting too much. They are threatening me everywhere, going to social media to start blackmailing my names, defamation of characters. They have been saying a lot of stuff in social medias. These people don't even know what happens. How can you conclude that this person is the father? They've been accusing me, threatening me.
Now that's not a problem again. Always the same thing, guys. Once people, they take it that the first person to run to social media, they take it that the first person to run to the TV is the alleged victim, is the victim. Okay? And most times, when it is a woman who runs to social media, when it is a woman who runs to the public against you as a man, listen, the public is not going to believe you. I am sorry, but that is the truth.
I have a lot of messages. My colleagues, I'm into filming. My colleagues are sending to me that somebody is writing them that I raped their sister some years back and I refused to take the responsibility. They are not even saying I got her pregnant now. Now they were saying I raped her. They are trying to destroy my name. So I said, okay, since they have taken it to public, they have taken it to social media, let's go. That's the reason I said, okay, I am going to go ahead and do this DNA.
All right. Precious, do you have anything to say?
The one you said, I chatted you, that's true. As in, you and my mom meeting, I know nothing about that. All I know is that she told me that you are my biological father. I have threatened her with several things. like even threatened to kill her. And she said,
Did you just say he threatened to kill his mom? If you didn't tell him the truth, let's roll back, guys. Listen.
I have threatened her with several things, like even threatened to kill her. And
Look at this woman's face right there. The woman was literally shocked.
she said she swore with her life that you are my father. That's why I just decided to lie low until as in my uncles come up with the issue that they are chatting you up. Then I told your brother, I told him that I'm not in support of that, because all I am after is knowing who my biological father is. I'm no longer a baby. I'm married. I have kids already. And by now,
Look, guys, I know I did make a joke about this at the beginning, but you know that the presence of a father in a man's life is very important. No matter where you find yourself, no matter how old you are, the advice, the words, the instructions of a father is very important, guys. Do not underestimate that. Sometimes most of the time you see kids who come from single mothers. In fact, I don't want to start now.
You know, that your statement is sexist. That your statement is misogynist. If woke girls hear you, they will drag you on Twitter. Look,
I don't know who my biological father is. That's a mess. I don't know if you get me. That is why when the DNA issue comes up, I'm even very happy. At least let me know where I stand. If you are not my father, there is no problem. I will still go and look for my dad. But for the now, let me just know where the truth lies. If she is lying or you're the one lying, that's all I care.
If you want me to narrate my story, I will tell you everything.
Go ahead.
If Mustafa here in Nigeria, that is the question I'm asking.
He's joined online, Zoom. You were supposed to join by Zoom too, but you could not arrange that. That's why you're on call. He's listening to you, and Precious is equally listening to you. So go ahead.
Okay, so apparently now they've called the mom because he was supposed to join on Zoom or whatever, but it seems like the man himself, the father, the alleged father, lives outside Nigeria, so that connect through Zoom. Okay?
In the year 1991, I met Mustafa, a girl from my village called Lami. He came to call me when I and my elder sisters were going for a burial. One of our uncle's burial, mother's burial too. As we were going, Lami came to meet me on the way and tell me that somebody wants to talk to me. He said I should follow her to go and see somebody. Well, when I get there, I meant that it was Mustafa, and it was Mustafa's house. Mustafa raped me that night. Jehovah bear me witness. If I lie against him, the sun that is shining today, bear me witness. Mustafa raped me that night. After everything, he left for Lagos. The following day,
Now, you guys can hear the voice, the force in her voice. If a man had or sat down and listened to this, we're going to find out whether he's a father or not. I don't even know yet. But if a man heard this woman speak this way, tell me you're not going to believe her. When she tells you how he did it by force, I don't use the word, you are going to feel her pain. This is why men are most times not believed when ladies come up with their stories. But let's go on.
I tried to see him and talk to him, but he left for Lagos. Till I became pregnant. I never knew that I was pregnant until I started having pregnancy symptoms. Before my mother asked me, I said, "Are you pregnant?" I said, "No." They take me to the hospital. We confirmed that I was pregnant. Then after that, we tried to reach Mustafa through his parents. They said Mustafa is in Lagos. They will call him. Said there was no phone. There was no handset. It was line then. Until he came one second time. He came with problem. When he came, I have already put him to bed. I gave back to that boy. I single-handedly take care of both pregnancy till I delivered. Jehovah bear me witness. I did not lie on Mustafa. He denied the child flat, even through his own family. He said he is not the owner. His father should not take care of the child. I said, Mustafa, come. I even went to look for him in Lagos when he was staying at Ajao. I went to look for Mustafa at Mapoluku side. So,
Guys, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this. I believe that the man and the woman had a sexual relationship. I believe that fact. But the fact that I want to believe that the man just cannot tally the timing for him to agree that he was the father, or he probably just didn't want to be associated with that woman. Because most times I can tell you guys that, yeah, most guys might go into it, do it, go access the conference point. But then they know for sure that, no, this not be me, this not what I do. It's not enough for you to just deny and say, but then I believe this man had a relationship with this woman. But let's go on and find out who the father is.
I told Mr. Fa, you are the owner of that child. I never lie and I never slept with anybody. He said it's a lie that he's not the father of the child. He started claiming unnecessary claims that I slept with my own cousin, that I'm a loose woman. Nothing he did not say. So if he must do test, please, ma'am, if they must do that DNA test, Mustafa should be around. I will not want the situation where they will say they send the DNA test. I don't believe on that. I believe in action. See me see you, madam. Please, I hope you are hearing me.
Let me tell you, let me explain to you something to you about the DNA, right? It's handled by medical personnel. I've not seen the result, but the personnel is here. Come on, I want
Okay, we have the result, guys. We have the result.
you to step forward.
Okay.
What do you take? Let them explain samples of what you take for it.
Good afternoon, madam.
Afternoon.
Oh, yes. For us to get a good result, we use mouth swabs of the alleged father and that of the child. And I can assure you that we actually collected that of the father in his location. Thank you.
Madam, I will not believe that until I...
Listen, man. Now I'm beginning to suspect you, Mama. Mama, listen, Mama. They said they took the mouth swab of the man and the mouth swab of the boy, and they're going to test it. They took it physically, not by computer, not by picture. They take it physically. Mama, come. Oh. Please tell this Benin woman to calm down.
See Mustafa himself doing it. I know then.
No problem. I think it's not about you. I think it's more about Precious' wish to know who the biological. And I know you are literate, you understand what is going on. So we get back to you. Thank you. So can you please present the DNA results?
Okay.
Thank you, Akin.
The hour comment, guys. We're going to know who is the father.
The DNA Diagnostic Center DDC test results just presented by the president, was just presented by representative of Linz DNA Laboratory, child male, Precious Mustafa Danian, alleged father, Christopher Danian. The DNA results, probability of paternity, 0%. Combined paternity index, 0%.
Zero percent, guys. 0%. This man is not the father. Is he the father?
Nope.
Is he the pappy?
Nope.
He's not the father, guys. But this lady did not let us hear what. This woman was lying against him. Apparently, he is not the father. So she just lied that he arrowed her. Oh my goodness. Women, why?
DNA analysis results negative.
Oh my God.
Danian is not the father, biological father of
Yeah, I have
Precious.
People are
never slept
shocked.
with this woman.
Do you understand me?
Ah,
So, Precious, I'm sure Mr. Danian will be available in case you want to repeat it anywhere. He's always there.
Any
Do
day.
you understand?
Anytime.
Do you understand?
God.
So I want you to have peace with yourself, you know, and you know where it is. Do you?
She's a
Thank
big
God
liar.
for life.
She's a big liar.
Do you understand me?
I will never
I'm glad
time.
you are a man yourself now with your own children. Be grateful to God that you are alive. I know it's never complete. It's like a portion missing in your life. And you know the only way you can get the solution to that. If you don't have comprehension from that aspect, it might be difficult. But have solace on the fact that you are alive. You are doing well. Do you understand me? I know how touching this can be. But Lord will console you. And I pray you get to meet your biological father one day and be able to bond.
Look, guys, it's over. This guy cannot find his biological father. The woman must have really been passing around in the whole community, rolling around with all sorts of men in that community that she did not know who the dad was. So what did she do? She pinned it on the guy who she believed was more successful, who she believed was likely to do better, who she believed that if the child wants this, he can provide it, other than the local guys around her. You might become a high value man. You might become a man who starts making it. You start bringing women around you. Remember, it doesn't take much for you to go from being a high value man to a high value target. With that being said, guys, it is what it is. I'm out.